What's up, guys? This is going to be a trade recap. Um, I know it's been a while since my last video. It's been kind of hectic with the holidays, been traveling, got sick, just a lot's been going on. But we are back. I plan on, dropping some videos here in the future. And this video is going to be a trade recap, like I said. And I'm just going to go over my trade from this morning. I wasn't planning on trading. It's a holiday. We had the inauguration later today. So I got on the charts, saw something that I really liked with the order flow, and I capitalized on it. Traded light, just traded one contract, ended up getting around 13 points out of it. But yeah, so I'm going to start posting these recaps so y'all can see kind of just an in-depth look of what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing at these levels. A lot of you guys have been reaching out, asking me how to execute and what to use with these levels, right? So the strategy video that I dropped a few months ago, it really just talked about the volume profile. I mentioned some ICT stuff as well in there. And originally with the strategy, I was combining this with ICT concepts, and it made me a better ICT trader. So that was originally kind of how I was using the volume profile. And now I've kind of evolved past that point. I'm completely out of the ICT bubble, I guess you could call it. And I just asked myself, like, okay, this volume profile is technically an order flow tool. And this tool, it's very powerful, and it's helping me this much as an ICT trader. So maybe I should look deeper into order flow and just actually, apply myself to it and just learn all I can about it. Because originally, when I first started trading, when I first, kind of got put on the order flow, I thought it was just a lot of noise, and that was just ignorance. I didn't know what I was looking at, just to be honest. I was clueless. So I pretty much automatically wrote it off and went back to my, normal way of trading, and then started trading ICT concepts, and we all know what he says about order flow. So I just always kind of avoided it until recently. I've been really studying order flow really hard and have now applied it to this system. And I'm just here to tell you guys, it's probably, no, I would actually say it is the most powerful tool we have as retail traders. We are already, our odds of success are, like, we're almost guaranteed to fail in this industry. We're not supposed to be successful, and it's very hard. So with that being said, we need to equip ourselves with not just the most tools, but the best tools we can. The tools that give us the most data, the best data, right? And we get that with order flow. So it's very important to this system. This strategy, I mean, you could just use price action and trade these levels pretty well. We see a lot of really good clean moves off of them. But when you add order flow to this system, you're able to actually get an in-depth look at what's happening, what's going on behind these levels, right? And it just helps you to be able to read and execute without being scared, right? With actual data backing up what you're seeing and what you're thinking in the marketplace. I always use the analogy order flow. It's like, imagine you're a soldier and you're going on a mission at nighttime without night vision. That's essentially what it's like just trading a candlestick chart. Like, we zoom out here. Okay, we have a standard candlestick chart. We zoom in. This is a volume footprint. We're now able to see all the volume that made this candle do what it did. We have a delta footprint over here. We're able to see how the delta was developing inside these candles. So it's like having night vision or having an infrared scope on your gun versus a standard scope. Like, you're able to see better. You're able to see more data, right? You're able to actually see the market. So why wouldn't you use these tools? It makes no sense to me. And I can't believe I've traded this long without them. Like, it's honestly mind-blowing. And now that I have been trading with them and I know what I'm looking for, know what I'm looking at, I will not trade without these tools. I just won't. So I'm going to make future videos breaking down each thing that I use and how to apply it to this system. This video specifically is going to be just a quick breakdown of my trade, what I was seeing, and I just want to kind of give you guys an in-depth look at how I'm applying order flow to the system that I showed you guys in that previous video. So, all right, so if we go right here, I just want to show you all our value area high is at 6,048. So market opens, we are well above this value high, and at this point, like I was saying, I'm not even planning on trading, to be honest with you guys. It's Martin Luther King Day. It's a holiday. We had the inauguration later. I wasn't planning on it. Got on the charts this morning, and you guys know how that is. Got on the charts, saw a setup, and took it. So market's going up, right, off this value area high. And at that point, we could expect maybe us to retest this level because we never actually did. Or we could expect us to keep trending higher. We don't really know. So I got on the charts, and this is what I saw this morning. We see right here, this green candle is that high that I was just showing you. And if we zoom in here, we see, across the board, we have positive delta, we have a negative delta there. But if we come down here, this 1.3 thousand right here, this is an anomaly, right? And with order flow, you're looking for anomalies. So we have a 1.3 thousand delta, and you see across the board here, the delta doesn't get that high normally, right, in this situation. So 1.3 thousand delta, 10,000 volume. So a really big candle there. So at this point, we want to see continuation, right? We want to see continuation. And if we don't, right, if we don't see a bunch of buyers step in here, which I would show you on time and sales, but I can't scroll down here. But around this point, this next candle here, we start getting a bunch of buyers, right? It's a red candle, but we have a bunch of buyers in the market, and the market's not doing anything, okay? So we had this 1.3K delta, which is an absorption indication, right? So we're absorbing orders at that point, or in this candle, a lot of orders. And then the market fails to go higher with these candles here. Now, I'm not in shorts yet, but I'm just watching how the market's kind of, doing its thing this morning. So we have buyers stepping in these 4 candles without any follow through. So the market's actually going down at that point. And then right around this point here, this green candle to this red candle, we had a bunch of buyers step in. Or I'm sorry, a bunch of sellers step in. Finally, a big group of sellers, this is why I'm watching the time and sales. I had this thing set. It's filtered to only show me. Let's see here. Right now, 15 because the volatility with the market. It wasn't open this morning, so I lowered this number. Usually, I have it set at 25, so it's only showing me orders on the tape that are above 25. So I'm not seeing when somebody like me is entering the market with their one order. Like no offense, but it's not important in my opinion. So I'm only seeing bigger orders coming in, and around that point we saw a bunch of sellers hit the market, right? After a bunch of buyers flooded the market with no follow through, this massive absorption delta in this candle. So at this point right here, I'm interested in shorts. So hopped in here. I was already expecting at this point for us to probably go down and retest that value area high. We also had VWAP right on top of it. So entered there right when the seller started hitting the marketplace, had my stop at this candle high, and we immediately started selling off. We ended up, I got around 13 points out of this trade. And yeah, that was this morning. So using Delta, using time and sales, kind of confirmed, I was able to confirm absorption at this high here and used the time and sales for my entry. And then I want to show y'all another example here at the value high. So this is the value high sweep here. At this point, this is where you can use order flow to actually get a confirmation and not just be entering in based off the level, right? So at this point, we have VWAP on top of the value high, and this indicator right here, this is a CVD indicator, so it's showing you the cumulative volume delta through a candlestick, right? Versus just a number, we're able to see the delta through a candlestick chart. So a lot of the time, this is lined up with your standard candlestick chart, right? Most of the time, it's lined up and in sync. but you will get divergences, right? So as you see right here, the sweep of this value low, we make a lower low here, right? On the CVD chart, we make a higher low, right? So that's a divergence. If you're an ICT trader, you would call this an SMT, but this is actually a real SMT with data behind it. It's not some random candlestick. No, this is real, a real data-driven confluence here. So we can look for divergences in delta to confirm entries at these levels. And more times than not, when these levels work, we almost always have a divergence. Almost always. So what do we see at that level? Divergence. We had a bunch of buyers step in down there. Or first we had a bunch of sellers. I can't get back and look, but just from what I remember, I was watching this. We had a bunch of sellers enter the market, and price was going up. We weren't even going down. Normally, if you see sellers, you want to see price going down. It was the opposite. So we're absorbing those orders, and we're going up. And then around this point, we see buyers start hitting the marketplace. And from that point, we end up going up. And then obviously, we're consolidating. We end up selling back off of it. But off this value high, we ended up getting, if we just go from this low, 6,043 to this high, that's almost 20 point move right there on the S&P. And on a normal day where the market's not closed, we could possibly see a bigger move than that. So for a day that the market's closed on, for this to have happened and given us a 20-point move, that's pretty good. But yeah, those are just two examples. I mean, I could go on of how you combine order flow with the volume profile. Specifically, you want to use time and sales. You want to use, obviously I have the order book here, and then I've got a session volume profile right here. And then I'm using delta. So I have a delta footprint chart here, so it's showing me the delta inside these candles, and I've got a volume footprint here that's showing me the volume inside these candles. And then we have our CVD indicator, and then we just have our footprint bar statistics. So it's just showing me the delta of each candle at the top here, and it's showing me the volume at the bottom here. So that's all I'm using with this strategy, and it's been absolutely game changing. It's made the system so much better. Not that it wasn't good, but I just really encourage y'all to start learning about order flow. I'm going to be posting stuff on this channel about it. Yeah, that's the video.